Ma'am, I'm started, ma'am.
A pleasant morning to one and all present here. I welcome you all for this Dbms guest lecture program titled Dbms and its real-time application organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, RMD Engineering College. I thank our management, our principal and our head of the department, Dr. P. Edamalai sir, for permitting us to conduct this event today. It's my pleasure to welcome our today's guest speaker, Dr. V. Ramesh Babu sir, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. V. Ramesh Babu. Dr. V. Ramesh Babu did his bachelor degree in mathematics at Madurai Kamaraj University in 1991 and further did master degree in computer applications at Bharatiyar University in 1994. He then joined in German-based company as a programmer analyst and worked there for 2 years. Since both his parents are in teaching field, he grew with the passion to become a teacher. He served in Arts and Science College for about 7 years and later entered into Engineering College as the head of the department. He did ME and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering discipline. During his 25 years of teaching experience, Dr. V. Ramesh Babu has guided MPhil research scholars and has published many research papers in both national and international reputed journals and also presented many papers in the national and international conferences. He has served as the chairman in Computer Science Board consecutively for 5 years during Anna University Central Evaluation. He has filed patents which has got approved. Currently, Dr. Ramesh Babu is serving as the Associate Professor of CSE at Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. I welcome you, sir, for today's session. Now I hand over the session to Dr. V. Ramesh Babu, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the organizing committee for this wonderful program. Dear students, good morning to one and all.
Yeah,
now,
I think they are muted.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Good morning to one and all. So, just I want to share my experience and knowledge to the youngsters students. Today, I am going to take the topic on Dbms and its real-time applications. So, it is a very good topic for this recent scenario. First of all, I started with the manual system. So, what do you mean by manual system? So, before the use of computer, a manual file system was used to maintain the records and files. So, all the data was stored in files and it makes it easy to find any information. All the data was stored in files and it makes it easy to find any information. But the system was good only for small organizations having small number of items. But the system has some disadvantages also. So first one is it was time consuming, inefficient to maintain the record of big firm having large number of items. It requires lot of labor to do all the work and it becomes more complex when anyone requires changing the information. So that's why we are changing from manual system to a traditional file processing system. So to overcome these disadvantages and to make processing fast, file processing system was introduced. The system was able to solve all the above problems. The traditional file processing system was good in many cases in compared to manual non-computer based system, but still it had many disadvantages that were overcome by database management system. So if you are switched from file processing system to database management system. So what do you mean by database management system? Already all of you people are studied in this database management system. So database management system, in sometimes the file processing system was not able to solve all its limitations. So DBMS is able to solve all the issues related to file processing system. So there are lots of advantages of DBMS over file processing system. So a database administrator should know all the key points and advantages of DBMS so that he can utilize all its functions. So DBMS is suitable for companies to their work because they can keep records of everything. So if you want to keep the records in a systematic manner, they are using database management system. Also, it makes them faster to search information and records about any people or record that makes them more effective in work. This is the database management system process. So once we are going to see our process database management system, we must know the fundamental concepts of database. So before we are going to know about the database, what is data? So all of you study about data, but just I have to remember all these things. A data is a piece of information or facts. Data is a piece of information or facts. It can be in any form, like numbers, text, piece of paper, measurements, and bytes. For example, a student name, age, class, roll number, or register number, or images, etc. And also a file, a document file, a PDF file, or image file. It can also be a data. So data is a piece of information or facts. So now come to the database. Database has many definitions are there. A database defines a systematic collection of data. It's a systematic collection of data where we can easily fetch information. And also it is made up of fields, records, and files. In sometimes we can call it as database is made up of collection of files that interlinked to each other so that the information from one file can be combined with other file and any person can get accurate results. So this is the purpose we are using database. And what is field? The field can be defined as a single piece of information. Single piece of information. A record is a collection of fields. A file is a collection of records. That is a simple concept. So you can see the diagrammatic representation. So field is nothing but a single piece of information. For example, student name is a field. Student register number is one field. Student age is one field. This is the fields. So if we are going to add these fields, it comes to the record. Field plus field plus field plus field plus field is equal to record. That is, the collection of fields comes to the form of records. And the collection of records comes to the form of files. That is record plus record plus record. You can call it as all these records comes to update on files. So we can call it as files. And also we can collect all the files in a particular database. That is the database system. So in this diagram, it is clearly represent what is database, what is file, what is record, and what is field. So from all these definition, we have a conclusion, some key features of database. So what are the features of database is always well ordered. It is always well ordered. So all of you know about that is ordered. So if you are going to come to the in any database in an ordered method, we can use the normalization. It's a purpose we are using normalization. We can get the ordered form. And databases is interlinked. It is a features, and it is stored only once. The duplication is not occurred in this process. And we can easily retrieval of information. So if you want to know about a particular student information, so if you are going to enter the student register number, because the student register number is unique number, it's not repeatedly occurs. So we can easily retrieve the information of the particular students. So these are all the things which is made up of fields, records, and files. For example, if you see that for a phone book database, so carrying out thousands of numbers or then thousands of numbers is many numbers of available in the data phone book. So it is a basic example of database. In phone book, we can see or we can search any number without any problem because all the numbers are arranged in a systematic order. So one number cannot repeat it in a different name. So this is a simple example of database. And what is the advantages of database? What is the advantages of database? So many advantages are available in the databases. First one, minimize redundancy and sharing of data and data consistency and data integrity, search capability, security, privacy, simplicity, backup and recovery, integrity constraints, data atomicity, development of new applications, concurrency control, data migration, tunability, solves enterprise and individual requirement, and powerful user language. Standards can be enforced. Maintaining cost is lower compared with other database and very less chances of data loss. This is the main advantages of the database management system. First, we are going to see about what is the minimize the data redundancy. So in a file processing system, duplicate data is created in many places because all the programs have their own files. So this creates data redundancy, which in turn wastes labor and space. Waste of labor and space. So in database management system, all the files are integrated in a single database. All the files are integrated in a single database. So the whole data is stored only once at a single place. So there is no chance of duplicate data. So for example, the student record in library or examination section, so it can contain duplicate values. But when they are converted into a single database, all the duplicate values are removed. This is a good example for the database. So complete redundancy can be removed because somehow we need duplicate value to relate tables with each other. But still, a Dbms controls data redundancy that saves lots of labor and time. And what sharing of data? So what even be sharing of data? What is the purpose? So in Dbms, data can be shared in between authorized users of database. Only authorized users can share the data. Nobody can enter into the sharing process. So all the users have their own right to access the database up to a level. So database administration has complete access of database. Database administration has complete access of database. So he can assign users to access the database. Other users are also authorized to access database, and also they can share data between them. So many users have same authority to access the database. Many users have same authority to access the database. Next, data consistency. So it controls data redundancy. So Dbms controls data redundancy, which in turn controls data consistency. So data consistency means if you want to update data in any files, then all the files should not be updated again. This is what consistency. So if you want to update data in any file, then all the files should not be updated again and again. So as in DBMS, data is stored in a single database, so data becomes more consistent in comparison to file processing system. So updated values are available to all the users immediately. Also updated values are available to all the users immediately. And data integrity. So it means unification of so many files into a single file. So in DBMS, data is stored in different tables. A database contains different tables that are linked to each other. So many users feed entries in these data tables. So it is important to maintain data items and association between data items. So DBMS allows data integrity that makes it easy to decrease data duplicity. So data integration reduces redundancy. So main thing, data integration reduces redundancy as well as data inconsistency. So this is the data integrity purpose. Now let you know the search capability. So if your users of database may require to fetch data from the database. So there are numerous queries users may ask. They ask many queries but about the data. But search speed of the database must be fast to produce quick results. This is a search capability. So it is going to give the results very fast in database. So if users execute any query, then it is required that he get fastest results from the database. This is the capability of the searching. Next is security. So it means protecting our precious data from unauthorized person. Protected data from unauthorized access or person. So data in database should be kept secure and safe to unauthorized modifications. So only the authorized users should have the grant or permission to access the database. So it is a username. So there is a username set for all the users who access the database with password, so that no other person can access this information. So DBMS always keep database tamper-proof, secure, and theft-free. This is the security purpose. Next, privacy. So it means up to what extent a user can access the data. So privacy, it means up to what extent a user can access the data. So it is predetermined by the database administrator, DBA, that who will access the data and up to what level he will be able to access it. In the level access panna mudi அப்படிங்கிறது, the database administrator is going to give the approval and he is going to authenticate. So let's say when you make a Facebook page, then you have the power to give rights to other users that who will be the promoter or editor and admin. So this is the privacy purpose. Next one is simplicity. So simplicity means to represent the overall logical view of data. So simpler, it is called as logical view of data in a simple manner. So DBMS is very simple for its users who use it. All the operations like insert or delete or create or update are very easy to implement, so that it is called as simplicity. Next on backup and recovery. So data loss is a big problem for all the organizations. So in traditional file processing system, a user needs to back up the database after a regular interval of time that wastes lots of time and resources. So if the volume of data is large, then this process may take a very long time. And DBMS solves this problem of taking backup again and again because it allows automatic backup and recovery of database. So for example, if a system fails in the middle of any process, then DBMS stores the values of that state in which database were before query executes. This is a purpose the backup and recovery is very useful for this database management system. Next one is integrity constraints. So the constraints are used to store accurate data because there are many users who feed data in database. So data stored in database should always be correct and accurate. So DBMS provides the capability to enforce these constraints on database. So for example, the maximum marks obtained by the students can never be more than 100. But also, account balance of banks like Axis Bank should not be less than 2,500. Otherwise, you will be penalized. This is the integrity constraint. So data atomicity. Data atomicity, it is a complete transaction in database is called atomic unit. A complete transaction, any complete transaction in database is called atomic unity. It is the duty of DBMS to store a complete transaction in database. So if any transaction is partially completed, then it rollbacks them. So for example, we can see the railway reservation system. So if the users has completed the process of ticket reservation, then his record will be stored and amount of money will be deduced from his account. Otherwise, no amount will be deducted. And if deduced, it will be given back. This is the atomicity. So next one is development of new application. So if you are going to create a new application, or if you want a new application is required, and data is available for creating the application, then it is very easy to develop new application. So once we require the application, the data is available, then we can easily develop the application. No time will be consumed in creating stored data again and again. And that concurrency control. So if two users are accessing data simultaneously and they both want to update values of same record, then it may create concurrency. So DBMS has the power to control concurrency so that no transactions are lost. That is the concurrency control. So next one is data migration. So it means that adjusting storage of data according to its popularity. So in a database, there is some kind of data that is accessed frequently, and at the same time, some data is accessed occasionally. So it is required to store frequently accessed data in a manner that it can be accessed quickly. So this is the data migration. Next one, tunability. So tunability means adjusting something to get better performance. So same the case of DBMS, as it provides tunability to improve performance. The DBA, Database Management Administrator, adjusts database to get effective results. So once the database administrator is going to adjust one, if he adjusts, then only we have to get the effective results. That is the tunability. The next one is solves the enterprise and the individual requirement. So enterprise and individual requirement is very essential for the database application process. So a DBMS provides a wide range of user interface to use the database. Interfaces to use of database. So there are many users working on the database having a different level of knowledge. So it is desirable that it gives user interface to all the users. So still the enterprise requirement is more than any user. So DBMS focus mainly on the enterprise requirement. So it solves enterprise and individual requirement. Next one, powerful user language. So DBMS permits end users to use database without having special training. So they don't need any special training for using database application. So in any untrained user can easily query, search and update data in the database. This is the powerful user language. And he can easily generate report or document with less knowledge. So that we can call it as powerful user language. So next, standards can be enforced.
Yeah.
So a DBMS have a central control database. DBMS have a central control database. So a database administrator can ensure that all the applications follow some standards such as format of data or document or standards and etc. So these standards help in data migration or in interchanging the data. Next one, maintaining cost is lower. So DBMS systems are costly, but after purchasing them, their maintenance cost is very less. So it can be maintained by few programmers. That is not costly for an enterprise in any company. So they are using database application and very less chances of data loss, as there is a lot of security constraint made on a database. So the chances of data loss are minimum, very less. So one can store their precious data or many years in DBMS without loss of any information. That's why DBMS is giving many more advantages for the applications. Next one is characteristics of database. So what is the characteristics of available in the database? Manages information, easy operation implementation, multiple views of data, and data for specific purpose, and it has users of specific interest, represents some aspect of RWD, the real world application, and self-describing nature, and a logical relationship between records and data. So managers of information is a database always takes care of its information, because information is always helpful for whatever work we do. So it manages all the information that is required to us. So managing informations by using database, we become more deliberated user of our data. So that is a characteristics of the database approach. And easy operation implementation. So all the operations like insert, delete, update, search, etc. so are carried out in a flexible, easy way. So database makes it very simple to implement these operations. A user with little knowledge can perform these operations. A user with little knowledge can perform these operations. So these characteristics of database makes it more powerful. Next, multiple views of database. So multiple views of database is basically a view is a subset of the database. A view is the subset of the database. A view is defined and devoted for particular user of the system. So different users of the system may have different views of the same system. Different users of the system may have different views of the same system. So every view contains only the data of interest to a user or a group of users. So it is the responsibility of users to be aware of how and where the data of their interest is stored. That is the multiple views of database. And data for specific purpose. So it is designed for a data of specific purpose. database. The database is designed for data of specific purpose. For example, a database of student management system is designed to maintain the record of students' marks, fees, attendance, and all other extracurricular activities. So this data has specific purpose of maintaining student record. So next one, it has users of specific interest. A database always has some intended group of users and applications in which these users groups are interested. For example, in a library system, there are three users: official administration of the college, the librarian, and the students. So this is a specific of interest. The students are going to access the database, access their books. They are using this library system. In official administration, they are using for the purpose is how many books are available in the next year, or how many books are going to purchase. And the librarian is going to maintain the record purpose. They are using this in this library interest. So next one represents some aspects of real-world application. A database represents some features of real-world application. So any change in the real world is reflected in the database. If we have some change in our real application like railway reservation system, then it will be reflected in database too. So for example, of railway system, we have in our mind some certain applications of maintaining records of attendance and the waiting list, train arrival and departure time, so certain day, etc. So related to each train. This is the examples of real world application. And self-describing nature. So it is a set of self-describing nature. It always describes and narrates itself. So it contains the description of the whole data structure. It's the whole data structure and the constraints and the variables. So it makes it different from traditional file management system in which definitions was not the part of the application program. These definitions are used by the users and the Dbms software when needed. This is the self-describing nature. The last one is logical relationship between records and data. So a database gives a logical relationship between its records and data. So user can access various records depending upon the logical conditions by a single query from the database. This is the characteristics of database. Next we will go for the applications of database. So we have many applications are available in nowadays. So airline reservation system, railway reservation system, library maintenance system, university management system, credit card transaction system, bank processing, bank transaction, manufacturing processing, and finance, military, and telecommunication, online shopping sites, and social media. So many applications are now we are using. For example, if you go for the railway reservation system, a database is required. What is the purpose of the database is required? To keep record of ticket booking. So simply we can know about the keep record of ticket booking and train departures and arrival status. And also, if train get late, then people will know if through the database updation, we will know the particular train is delay. The same process, the railway system is same thing, airline reservation system also. And come to the library management system. There are thousands of books are available in the library. So it is very difficult to keep record of all the books in a copy of register. In a copy or register. That is old manual system. In the manual system, we are writing the notebook, access number, title name, and author name, and all these reference numbers. Everything is written in the register. So it is very tedious to access the data in a fast manner. So Dbms is used to maintain all the information related to book issue date, name of the book, author of the book, and the purchase date and the availability of the book. All these things, it is very, we can easily or simply we can get the data through the library management system. Next one, universities and colleges. So nowadays all the colleges and universities, they are using the database application. The examinations are done online today, and the universities and colleges maintain all these records through Dbms database management system, and the students' registration details, results, scores, and grades. So all the information are stored in the database. So if you want to see a particular number of any students, if they want to know the results, if you want to know the particular details about him, automatically or easily they have to find out the details through the database management system. And next one, credit card transaction. So for purchase of credit cards and all the other transactions are made possible only by database management system. So a credit card holder knows the importance of their information, that all are secured through Dbms. All are secured through Dbms. So nowadays many hackers are there, they are doing all the illegal activities, but some of the crime branches are there in our country, in every country. Easily they have to find out the hackers. So this is the credit card transaction. Now we can come to the banking approach, banking management. So we make thousands of transactions through banks daily. So and we can do this without going to the bank also. So how banking has become so easy that by sitting at home we can send or get money through banks. So that is all possible just because of Dbms. That because of Dbms. So that manages all the bank transactions. This is the one advantages and applications of this database management system. Now, manufacturing environment. So the manufacturing companies make product and sales on daily basis. So to keep records of all the details about the products like quantity, bills, sales, purchase, and supply chain management, Dbms is used. And military. So military is also keeps records of millions of soldiers, and it has millions of files that should be kept secure and safe. So only the database is helping to the military people to know about all this process. It provides a big security assurance to the military information. So it is widely used in militaries. So one can easily search for all the information about anyone within seconds with the help of database management system. So that it is very helpful for the military also. Now come to finance part. So those days have gone for when information related to money was stored in registers and files. So today the time has totally changed, because there are lots of things to do with finance, like storing sales, holding information, and finance statement and management, etc. through this finance activity processing system. Next, come to the telecommunication. A telecommunication company cannot even think about their business without Dbms. So Dbms is must for these companies to store the call details and monthly post-paid bills and all the activities. They are using this database management system. Now come to online shopping. So it has become a big trend of these days. So no one wants to go to shops and waste his time. So everyone wants to shop from home, because nowadays a pandemic period. So everyone, they are buying the product from home, get from the various online shopping. So all these products are added and sold only with the help of database management system. Purchase information, invoice bills and payments, all of these are done with the help of database management system. Now come to social media. So if you are going to see the social media websites to share our views and connect with our friends. So we all are on social media websites to share our views and connect with our friends. And daily millions of users signed up for these social media accounts like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Google Plus, and etc. So, but how all the informations of users are stored and how we become able to connect to other people? Yes, this all because of Dbms. So all the informations of the users are stored and how we become able to connect to other people. Yes, this all because of database management system. So there are many applications of database management system. Apart from that, the real-time applications of database management systems are available in nowadays. That is video conference applications, some e-commerce transactions, voice over internet protocol, community storage solutions, online gaming, chatting, and instant messaging. These are all the applications in nowadays real-time applications are available. So what is real-time application? What is real-time application? So a real-time application is an application program that functions within a time frame that the user senses as immediate or very close to it. The latency must be less than a defined value, usually measured in seconds. So the use of RTA, the real-time application, is called real-time computing. So real-time application is nothing but real-time computing. So why do we need the real-time operating system for using the real-time application? So the real-time nowadays we are using operating system for Windows operating system or Linux operating system or like that. So at any time the operating system might delay execution of a user program for many reasons: to run a virus scan, update graphics, perform system background tasks, and more. Specifically, real-time operating system can allow you to perform tasks within a guaranteed worst case in time frame. So this is the reason the real-time operating system can allow you to perform tasks within a guaranteed worst case time frame. That's why they are using the real-time application. And there are many components are using real-time application. RTOS is used, the scheduler, systematic multiprocessing, and the function library, memory management, fast dispatch, latency, and user-defined data objects and classes. So these are the types of components of real-time application. And the types are hard time, soft time, and fine time is the types of RTOS, that is real-time operating system. So for example, what is the difference between the ordinary operating system and the RTOS? So an RTOS can effectively handle interrupts based on priority to control scheduling. An RTOS, real-time operating system, can effectively handle interrupts based on priority to control scheduling, unlike a general purpose operating system. An RTOS is expected to meet computational deadlines, regardless of how bad the scenario can get for the RTOS. So additionally, one of the primary provisions of an RTOS is that interrupt latency is predictable. Interrupt latency is predictable. So here, what is the meaning of latency? So it is a delay between a user action and a web application's responses to that action. Latency means that a delay between the user's action and a web application's response to that action. So often referred to in networking terms. So we can call it as networking terms as the total round trip time it takes for data packet to travel. That is the latency, meaning that the total round trip time to takes for data packet to travel. So this is the, nowadays we are using ordinary operating system to real-time operating system. Now we can, for hard real-time operating system, there are many types of, we can see that hard real-time operating system is a hardware or software that must operate within the confines of a stringent deadline. So, for example, a hard time system include the components of pacemaker, anti-lock brakes, and aircraft control systems are there. So, for example, with pacemakers, it is a device for stimulating the heart muscle and regulating its contractions. This is pacemaker. That is a hard real-time operating system. So, where are RTOS is used? So, RTOS, the real-time operating systems, is used in cars, military, and government sectors and other sectors. They are using in this real-time operating system, and that will give the real-time results also. It will give the immediate results. So, embedded operating systems contain a bare minimum of components and are stored in ROM chip instead of a hard drive. Hard drive badala ROM chip use panni they are using this embedded operating system. So many operating systems such as Windows and Linux have embedded versions. And now we can go for, so most of the popular real-time operating systems are Indian operating systems which are popular. DIOS, MBOS, and FreeRTOS, Integrity, Kyle-Cortex, Lindox, MQX, Nucleus. So many operating systems are the real-time operating systems are there. So now we will see the real-time applications and uses of Dbms. Real-time applications and uses of Dbms. That is video conference applications, e-commerce applications, transactions, VoIP, online gaming, community storage solutions, chatting, and instant message. So these are all the real-time applications and usage. So video conference applications. So if we take a video conference applications, that comes under Zoom, Skype for Business, Slack, Big Blue Button, Blue Jeans, Whereby, GoToMeeting, Cisco WebEx, Google Meet, and Blackboard Collaboration. So these are all the web applications, video conference applications, meetings. We are conducting all these things. So now we will go to see about the Zoom. Zoom is the leader in modern enterprise video communication. Zoom is the leader in modern enterprise video communication with an easy, reliable cloud platform for video and audio conferencing, chat and webinars, etc. So it is the very good app for this activity. So Zoom is one of the most popular video conferencing solution for businesses. So it is feature rich with various plans based on business size and needs. So price ranges from their free plan for personal and team meeting, and if you are going for enterprises, so they have to charge some little amount according to their requirement, according to their enterprises. So millions of worldwide Zoom users happily use the free plan. But if you are looking for something more encompassing for your remote teams, the enterprise level plan include up to 200 meetings participants, unlimited cloud storage, and custom emails. So this is the purpose the Zoom meeting is going on. And Zoom, we will see the Zoom activity. We will do Zoom meeting, Zoom phone, and developer platform, and Zoom for home, and on Zoom, and the Zoom app marketplace, and webinars, Zoom rooms, and chatting. These are all the activities we will do through Zoom. So The meeting is now officially recommended a hardware partner of Zoom. The Zoom meeting is only recommended 360-degree camera and it features 1080 pixels HD camera resolution. So 360-degree visual and sound and an 18-foot audio pickup radius. This is the advantages of Zoom. So Zoom, if you are going to conduct a webinar program on Zoom meeting, so everyone will come to the screen. So all the images are in the screen we will display. We will show all the people, all the students, all the participants we will see from Zoom. But some features, present scenario, some features of Zoom is virtual background is added advantage. Virtual background. So meeting from anywhere with Zoom, virtual background is added advantage. And calendar integration, a waiting room, a multi-share, and a personal meeting room. For example, a new virtual receptionist feature lets you set up contactless entry for building guests. For example, this is virtual background. This is a feature for this Zoom activity. So, a new virtual receptionist feature lets you set up contactless entry for building guests. So, we can also control a shared desktop from Zoom rooms for touch. நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், டச் பண்ணியே நம்மளுடைய இது ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸை யார் ஷேர் பண்ணுறாங்களோ அவங்களுடைய இருக்கிற ஸ்க்ரீனை நம்மளே ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். யார் ஷேர் பண்ணுறாங்களோ அவங்களுடைய ஸ்க்ரீனை நம்மளுடைய மவுஸை வச்சு நம்ம we are going to move and share. We can check all these activities. This is the new feature from Zoom rooms for touch. So letting you navigate applications via touch on the big screen instead of on your laptop, especially helpful for graphics heavy projects. And if you are doing a whiteboard session during a meeting, so we can now send the whiteboard to Zoom chat or email afterward. So this is the new features of this Zoom. While all of these features were on Zoom radar before the pandemic. So this new Zoom features lets you virtually sit next to your fellow video call participants. This image is going to, all of you see that image, the virtual background. So we are going to participate in a classroom session. So the background is same, or a classroom type, or official type, or any type. The background is same, but all the students' images comes in the picture. So this is the new Zoom feature that you virtually sit next to your friends or fellow video call participants in a classroom, a boardroom, or anywhere else in one virtual background. ஆஃபீஸ் டைப்பில் இருக்கும் பேக்ரவுண்டு மட்டும், பட் எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸும் நம்ம இங்கே இருக்கக்கூடிய இடத்துல வீட்டில் இருந்து எல்லாம் இருந்தாலும் எல்லாமே இந்த பர்டிகுலர் இந்த பிக்சர்ஸ்குள்ளே வந்துடுவீங்க. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ட்ரை அவுட் ஜூம் இம்மர்சிவ் வியூ ஃபீச்சர். This is Zoom immersive view feature. So to put it yourself in the same virtual space as your co-workers. So now how we are going to use the Zoom immersive view feature? இது எப்படி நம்ம Zoom feature யூஸ் பண்றது? For example, if you are in the meeting or webinar host, or start the Zoom meeting on your desktop. So it will be enabled by default for all free and a single pro account using Zoom 5.6.5 version or higher. So in the top right corner where you find speaker or gallery view, you will see the options to enable immersive view. So on the immersive view, you have to click the immersive view, you can use it. So your meeting participants or webinars host will now be placed in the same virtual background, and will appear that way on every participant's screen, unless they are using an older version of Zoom, in which case they will see participants in either gallery or speaker view with a black background. So hosts can also move participants around in a scene and resize their image. Host என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? They can also move the participants around in a scene and resize their image. So this is the big advantage. And if your meeting has more than 25 participants, the additional people will be displayed in a thumbnail strip on the top of the shared scene. Thumbnail strip on the top of the shared scene. So at this point, we are not able to record meeting in immersive view. Instead, recording will appear as a gallery or speaker layout. So this is the big advantages of Zoom meeting, Zoom features. Next, Skype for business. All of you know about Skype. You are speaking with friends through Skype. So this is a popular Microsoft Skype services is augmented as an enterprise-ready video conferencing tool. It is a ready video conferencing tool, and it has several business features. Such as allowing up to 250 attendants, 250 participants in a meeting, connections with other Skype users also, and virtual whiteboard capabilities also. So while there are some limitations such as the lack of integrated dial in audio conference features and the lack of hardware support with online only plans. So the free versions of Skype is a good tool for teams with less than 10 members, and it is simple way to make free conference calls from your computer or phone or tablet. எங்க இருந்தெல்லாம் நம்ம வந்து பேசலாம். So from your computer or phone or tablet we are using with less than 10 members, we can easily use the free versions of the conference call. Next we will see about Slack. Slack is one type of application. So it is an extremely popular collaboration tool. Slack is a popular collaboration tool which is used in organizations all over the globe. So all over the globe they are using Slack because it is a very collaborative tool. So it has integrated video conferencing features. So if your organizations or college or university is not using Slack, adopting it for video conferencing probably does not make much sense. So, but if we are already utilizing Slack, it is an easy way to make quick calls. So video conferencing is an added on to the functionality of Slack and can be a great tool for integrating hybrid teams. On one video chat is part of Slack for free account, and we can Slack with up to 15 people if you start a call from a channel, but for large meetings, so it is customized enterprising prices is there. So if you want to repair this customized pricing, you can utilize. Otherwise, you can use the free account. This is the Slack application. Next one is Big Blue Button. So this is the open source Big Blue Button feature, a whiteboard capability for meeting productivity, and it was created specifically for education and online learning. So Big Blue Button is specifically created for education and online learning. As a free open source tool, there are many add-ons and integrations through third-party developers that allow for customized web conferencing experience, including an integration with learning management system (LMS), so that will make for seamless student and teacher experience. So some of the features of Big Blue Buttons are audio and video screen sharing, the options to record session for playback, and breakout rooms, and the collaboration tools such as whiteboard, shared notes, and polling also. This is the Big Blue Button app's advantage. Next one is Blue Jeans. So Blue Jeans is a full-featured web conferencing app that Blue Jeans. It is a full-featured web conferencing app that integrates with the collaboration tools, touching a simple and modern approach. So BlueJeans, in contrast to some of more complex services offered by competitors, so it uses a system of meetings, rooms, and events to enable video meetings anywhere. So no software is required, with the ability to launch meeting from your browser. Also, the service allows for easy viewing of all video conference activity in your organization or in your college or in your institution. And it plan starts at some starting price also for enterprise teams. For example, the minimal cost is 700 or 800, something like that. And now whereby this is one type of application. So this is the video chat service. It is ideal for small organizations. Small organizations, the whereby application is very, very useful. That want a simple method for connecting team members. It is easy to connect the team member. So it features a fast service due to its streamlined nature. So whereby does not require an app download or login. Whereby, if you are going to use whereby, it does not require an app download பண்ண வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்ல, login பண்ண வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்ல. User simply share their meeting link and anyone can join in browser. Whereby start free, but teams will want to pay some, for example, some little bit amount they are going to get from the company. So which will allow multiple users and administrators. Now we will see about GoToMeeting. So GoToMeeting. So we can see the GoToMeeting means the screen sharing on desktops, tablet and smartphone. And HD video conferencing also it is available, and it allows you to record meeting and generate an automated transcription. A hardware bundle kit with user-friendly video conferencing software. Business messaging that can transaction from the chat box to video call with the click of the button. I'm click பண்ணி ஈஸியா வந்து வீடியோ கால் பண்ணிக்கலாம் in GoToMeeting. So tool is worth the cost. So they are going to charge something. The cost is very worth for the teleconferencing also. These are the features in GoToMeeting. Now we will go for Cisco WebEx. So Cisco WebEx, an industry standard service. It is an industry standard service, especially for those with a large number of team members. யார் எந்த கம்பெனியில் அதிகமான people work பண்றாங்களோ அவங்க they are go for the Cisco WebEx, or an exceptionally large enterprises. So those who are having many companies, sister concerns or many companies or many. So one group of person is having many institutions, arts and science college, engineering college, and polytechnics and medical college. So these type of institutions, they will use Cisco WebEx. So that it is called as an industry standard service. So the Cisco WebEx video conferencing service operates like a mash-up of web conferencing and voice calling service. And it enables joining meeting online or via the phone, depending on the participant's location, and the ability at the time. And it is industry oriented service means that is going to charge some amount for this industry purpose. Next one is Google Meet. So all of you know about Google Meet because every program nowadays we are using through the Google Meet only we are doing our teleconferencing or Zoom. So Google Meet is a video conferencing service developed by Google. So it is created for enterprise customers. The Google conference call software is Google Meet. The Google conference call software is called Google Meet. It is an upgraded version of Google Hangouts. Google Meet it comes from Google Hangouts made for Teams. So it is designed around scheduled video meeting among team members with the similar features to Zoom like calendar syncing, conference room booking, and a more polished user interface. So unlimited meetings up to 300 hours we can do it, and 250 attendance peoples or 250 participants it will allow, and the ability to live stream up to 1 lakh viewers, and it is 24/7 online supporting software. So it is one of the 2 apps that constitute the replacement for Google Hangouts. That is, Google formally launched Meet in March 2017, April, for up to 30 participants. So Google Meet suspended its useful 60 minutes limit for unpaid accounts. So unpaid accounts, so the free account they are using 60 minutes. That is 1 hour only they are going to allow the people to use these accounts. So what are the features of Google Meet? This is the two-way and multi-way audio video calls. There are two-way and multi-way audio video calls with resolutions up to 720 pixels. And it is a call encryption between all users. And noise cancelling audio filter also, it is the features of the Google Meet. And low light mode for video. So low light is enough to take the video. So these are the features which comes under the Google Meet. And the ability to join meeting through web browser or through Android or iOS apps. These apps is essential. These apps is enough to join the meeting. In integration part with Google Calendar and Google Contacts for one-click meeting calls. So for example, that is Google Calendar or Google Contacts. So if you go for Google Calendar, so Google Calendar is a time management and scheduling calendar service. Google Calendar schedule fix time fix schedule we can create. So Google Calendar is time management and schedule calendar service, and it is allow user to create and edit events. It is allow the user to create and edit the events. We can create and edit the events. Event edit create idhula Google Calendar. And reminders can be enabled for event. With options available for type and time. So with options available for type and time, we can enable the event. So event location can also be added. Event location add and other users can be invited to the events. Other users can also invited to the particular events. And the users can enable or disable the visibility of special calendar. Users can enable or disable the visibility of special calendars, including birthdays and where the app retrieves dates of birth from Google Contacts. So birthday dates they are getting from Google Contacts and display the birthday cards on the yearly basis. These are all the advantages. And the Google has added functionality that makes use of machine learning, including events from Gmail. Where event information from users' Gmail message are automatically added to Google Calendar. Email message the event informations from users' Gmail messages are automatically added to Google Calendar. So reminders where users add to do activities that can be automatically updated with new information. The next one, smart suggestion. So where the app recommends titles, contacts, and locations when creating events. and goals, where users enter information on a specified personal goal, and the app automatically schedules the activity at the optimal time. Apps என்ன பண்ணும், ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக வந்து ஷெட்யூல் டைம் ஆக்டிவிட்டி பண்ணிடும். So before you are going to set the activity time and schedule and all these things, this is going to automatically start the program, automatically schedule the activity at the exact time. And screen sharing to present documents, Word documents or spreadsheets, Excel sheets or images or presentations, PPT or other web or browser types, all these things we are going to share the Google Calendar and Google Contact. So ability to call into meetings using dial-in number in the country, from the places. So in March, I think in March 2020, the Google ruled out Meet to personal Google accounts, free accounts. So free Meet calls only have a single host and up to 100 participants. So we can organize, nowadays we can organize a class through Google Meet, taking classes and organizing meeting, conducting workshops and conducting conferences, conducting FTP programs, conducting PhD Viva, voice also, guest lecture and conducting exams. So Google Meet, it's a very helpful for the users as well as the institutions as well as the colleges. So whatever they want to convey the message to the students community. So the staff members is going to take the class. Easily Google Meet is very helping to take the classes with the limited time. Taking classes and upload the materials and assignment also. The students is upload the assignments after the completion of his or her assignments or projects or reports or lab records. So all these activities nowadays they are using Google Meet. Drive, they are putting in the drive and they are using the applications. So and also organizing meetings. If you are going to organize a meeting without the from various places, the college, the staff members as well as the company peoples, they want to conduct a meeting. So automatically they will create the account link and they will send it to the people and automatically they are going to conduct the meeting. That is the advantages of this Google GM, the Google Meet. And conducting conferences. Nowadays, many people they are using to conduct the conferences, national conference, international conference. They are using these apps, the conference, video conferencing apps they are using, and then that is very helpful. And everyone will join this type of conferences, and they will present the papers from their home, and they will present the reports and the Viva voice for the PhD research scholars. It is very helpful for the pandemic period for conducting the Viva voice also. It is very helpful to the researchers as well as the examiners also, and also guest lectures like our guest lecture. So we can easily conduct the guest lectures for students for motivating them in a different way, and also conducting the exams. So nowadays they are easy to conduct the exam because they are going to set the question paper and they submit it to the Google Meet automatically a classroom, and it will automatically started at the time of examination. So it is very helpful to the students as well as the teachers community. This is the very advantages of Google Meet app nowadays. Now another real-time applications of today's this program is e-commerce transaction. So everyone we are using nowadays online shopping, online transaction, everything. But we do not know what is e-commerce. So what is e-com? So e-commerce is also known as electronic commerce or internet commerce. Electronic commerce or internet commerce. So it refers to the buying and selling of goods or services using the internet. என்ன பண்றோம், நம்ம வந்து பை பண்றதுக்கும் செல் பண்றதுக்கும் now today's we are using internet. So this is the purpose. We can call it as electronic commerce or internet commerce. That's why we can call it as e-commerce. So it refers to buying and selling goods and the transfer of money and data to execute this transaction. Nowadays, if you want to transfer the money and data to execute these transactions, so that is transfer of money and information takes place online. Nowadays, everyone, if they want to send their money, transfer of money, easily they are sending the money from one place to other place. So this is very, very helpful for everyone. So global retail e-commerce sales are projected to reach to $27 trillion by 2020. So last year, the transaction of the retail e-commerce sales on the $27 trillion on 2020. So now they are expecting more than this through the internet shopping, online shopping. How we are going to get this type of improvement from $27 trillion to high level? So what are the, if you use these, we can know the following types of e-commerce transactions. So there are many types of e-commerce transactions are there. So B2B, B2C, C2C, C2B, and other commerce are there. So the yearly we are call it as that is B2B business. B2B means business to business. That means this model, a transaction of goods or service occurs between two business peoples, two businesses. ரெண்டு கம்பெனி கடையே நடக்கக்கூடிய business வந்து B2B. So B2B is a goods or services transaction between two businesses. B2C is a business to consumer. So business to consumer businesses, the business people going to sell their product to the end user, consumer. For example, Netflix. So Netflix engages in B2C e-commerce. B2C e-commerce when it sells its services to the viewers. Sell the services to the viewers. So the entire transaction occurs online. The entire transactions occurs online. The process of the Netflix. So the purchase of physical good of Amazon is considered a B2C transaction. That is business to consumer transaction, online transaction, Amazon. And the consumers often the goods that have low prices. எப்ப Amazon's அவங்க ஆர்டர் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா the goods rates are very low price. Next, consumer to consumer. That consumer to consumer e-commerce, that is online transaction. So although business don't have a large of an impact on this type of transaction, consumer to consumer transactions are still important because these transactions rely on the third party to act as an intermediary. For example, consider eBay. So all of you know eBay. So while eBay is not selling or purchasing goods, but they are providing services to their users. Payments are safely done through eBay site. Payments are through eBay site, and the buyers and sellers information is transferred online. So in this consumer to consumer e-commerce relationship, the intermediary does not facilitate shipping, though as the services is generally provided by the seller. eBay, Etsy, Fiverr, etc. All of the companies, they are coming under the C2C, consumer to consumer commerce. Next one is consumer to business. So consumer to business means this is also a e-commerce. It's a lesser known form of e-commerce. consumer to business. It is similar to consumer, that an intermediary is often required. Intermediary is often required. So in this transaction, the consumer acts as a seller and the business acts as a buyer. For example, stock photos are excellent example of consumer to business transaction. So the consumer takes a photo and uploads it to stock photo site. So the business then pay the photos for the right choice to use the stock photo. So the intermediary site hosts the transactions, transferring the money and the information through online. Photographers for consultant, freelance writers. For example, consultant means if they are going to putting admission for engineering colleges. So many engineering colleges the people expect from the consultant. So consultant is the consumer and the college is the business. So the consultant is going to give the students to the college. So consultant is going to give the students to the college for various branches. So this is the one example for consumer to business. So now apart from that, the C2B, C2C, B2B, B2C, so many mobile commerce, mobile video that is applications are available for that nowadays. Mobile commerce, M-commerce, F-commerce, B2A commerce, C2A commerce, and D2A commerce. So M-commerce means, all of you know that M-commerce, but you didn't know the fundamentals. M-commerce means mobile commerce. M-commerce means mobile commerce, online shopping. That is mobile commerce. That's why we can call this, everyone calls this online shopping. So mobile commerce, one interesting development in online traffic has been the booming growth of cell phone use. One interesting development in online traffic has been the booming growth of cell phone use. So in fact, the majority of internet use occurs on mobile phones. The majority of internet use occurs on mobile phones. So unsurprisingly, this has correlated with the growth of M-commerce. This is correlated with the growth of M-commerce. இது யாருக்குமே தெரியாமலே நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், M-commerce support பண்றோம், M-commerce use பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். So if you want to purchase any mobile phone, so everyone they are going to search Amazon or Snapdeal or something like that. They will search the mobile phone. If they give offers, immediately they will purchase the mobile phone through online shopping. This is the mobile commerce. This is M-commerce. So M-commerce can look like another type of e-commerce. So for example, B2C, that is business to consumer purchase that takes place on a mobile device is considered both B2C and M-commerce. இதை ரெண்டுக்குமே சொல்லிக்கலாம், M-commerce சொல்லிக்கலாம் as well as business to consumer commerce சொல்லிக்கலாம், because it incorporates other types of e-commerce. M-commerce, other type of e-commerce, and the M-commerce has established itself as an e-commerce leader. M-commerce எப்படி அது வந்து growth ஆகுதுன்னா because of e-commerce. In 2017, M-commerce made up of 34% of all e-commerce. M-commerce made up of 34% of all e-commerce. அதாவது 2017ல mobile commerce வந்து it is getting 35% of amount from the business from the people through the e-commerce. By 2021, M-commerce is expected, the mobile commerce is expected to make up 53.9% of all e-commerce. இப்ப 2017 இருந்து 2021ல the growth rate is very high. So they are expecting to make up 53.9% of all e-commerce, and growth should only continue from there. So to keep up with competitors, all e-commerce, all online shopping business need to use responsive, mobile-friendly sites and checkouts. So as more people go mobile, sites also need to do a better job of targeting mobile users. More people go mobile. If you want to purchase a mobile, the sites also need to do a better job of targeting mobile users. Mobile users தகுந்த மாதிரி அவங்களுடைய சைட்டை வந்து டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கணும். They will develop the sites according to the requirement of the mobile users. Next one, F-commerce. F-commerce is nothing but Facebook commerce. F-commerce nothing but Facebook commerce. Facebook commerce அப்படின்னா என்ன? So Facebook commerce is nothing but with over 3.5 billion users worldwide. 3.5 billion users worldwide. The growth of social media has changed e-commerce. The growth of social media has changed e-commerce. The biggest social media site is Facebook. The biggest social media site is Facebook. But the Facebook realized that it could keep its users on site longer by offering a platform to buy and sell goods and services. என்ன பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா ஃபேஸ்புக் வந்து இப்போ ரியலைஸ் பண்ணி என்ன பண்றாங்க த்ரூ ஃபேஸ்புக் ஒன்லி ஒய் வி கேன் டூ ஆல் தீஸ் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் த்ரூ தி ஃபேஸ்புக். ஸோ என்ன பண்ணாங்க ஆஃபரிங் எ பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் டு பை அண்ட் செல் குட்ஸ் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ். ஸோ த ரிசல்ட் வாஸ் ஃபேஸ்புக் காமர்ஸ். இந்த கண்டிஷன்ஸ்ல இந்த சிச்சுவேஷனுக்கு அவங்க போயிட்டாங்க அரே ஃபேஸ்புக். ஸோ while F-commerce, the Facebook commerce refers directly to Facebook, the term is often used to describe e-commerce on social media site as a whole. E-commerce on social media site as a whole. So much like M-commerce, F-commerce can consist of other types of e-commerce. M-commerce, F-commerce, other types of e-commerce மாதிரி தான் இருக்குது. எப்படி சேல்ஸ்ல such as B2B business, business to business or business to consumer. So a sale that takes place on a mobile device, via Facebook would be considered both M-commerce and F-commerce. Sales எடுத்துட்டோம்னா mobile sales for mobile எடுத்துட்டோம்னா via Facebook would be considered both M-commerce and F-commerce. Nowadays they are going to enter into the selling goods and services உள்ள வராங்க ஆறு Facebook. So F-commerce does not command the same market size as other types of e-commerce. மற்ற type of e-commerce போல இல்லாம F-commerce they are not going to command the same market size. So but they could be because it's a relatively young development. இப்பதான் அவங்க உள்ள வராங்க. So it could be a young development. So with billions of people checking social media, F-commerce is a space where e-commerce companies are always looking to expand. With the billions of people checking social media. So nowadays, everyone they are checking social media because in pandemic period, so all the people they are using social media. So each and every people they are sitting in their home. They are watching all these things through mobile phone. What is going on? What is for example Instagram. So everyone they are using Instagram. Everyone going Twitter. All these things, all the information through media only, social media only. They are getting the information. They are engaging their timing. So F-commerce is a space where e-commerce companies are always looking to expand. F-commerce is a space where e-commerce companies are always looking to expand. இந்த மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு கம்பெனியும் ஆன்லைன் ஷாப்பிங் ஆன்லைன்ல இ-காமர்ஸ்ல வரனால ஸோ the e-commerce company are always looking to expand. Now B2A, that is business to administration commerce. Business to administration commerce என்ன? இதெல்லாம் புதுசா இருக்கு. நம்ம மொபைல் காமர்ஸ், F-commerce, e-commerce. So B2A commerce. So B2A e-commerce also referred to as B2G commerce. B2A business to administration எப்படி சொல்லலாம்? We can call it as B2G business to government. Business to government எப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம்? Is when a business provides an online service for the government, generally through a website.
Generally through a website. When a business provides an online service for the government, generally through a website. So one way to understand business to administration, that is government e-commerce, is through tax. நம்மள tax கட்டுறோம் இல்லையா? Tax, we are going to pay the tax through online. That is the business to government. So e-commerce B2A is business to government. So taxes which go to the government so can be filed online through third-party businesses, through third-party business such as TurboTax and H&R Block. So through this, we are going to pay the amount to the government through the third-party businesses. So this is called as B2G, this is business to government e-commerce, business to B2G e-commerce. Next one, C2A. What is C2A? This is also a commerce, C2A commerce, that is consumer to administration. Consumer to administration. It is similar to business to administration. Consumer to administration occurs when a consumer is providing something for the government. Consumer is providing something for the government. This is consumer to administration. Consumer C2G nu kuda solla. C2G na consumer to government. So is providing something for the government. What is the transaction? The C2A transaction, it can be as simple as paying for parking tickets or ordering new government ID card. So this is a way to pay the amount through online from consumer to government. From consumer to government. So this is called as consumer to administration. Consumer to administration, C2A e-commerce. So we are going to pay the parking ticket, ordering new ID card, and also other activities we are doing through the online activities. So however, to be considered a C2A e-commerce transaction, this must be done online. So through online only we are done this activity. While C2A, that is consumer to administration, and business to administration, B2A, are not the most important e-commerce types today. So C2A, consumer to administration e-commerce, business to administration e-commerce, present days it is not important, but both are an important part of the future of the online transaction. இது எப்படியும் future of the online transaction very very important இதா இந்த transactions mode வரும். For example, it is a very very important aspect, because everyone they are going to pay the amount through the online. So definitely it is this e-commerce will come in future very soon. Next one, that is direct to consumer, D2C e-commerce. D2C e-commerce na enna? D2C e-commerce, that is direct to consumer e-commerce, is the newest model of e-commerce. This is the last one, D2C. The last one is the direct to consumer e-commerce. It is the newest model of e-commerce. So D2C means that a brand is selling directly to their end customer. A brand is selling directly to their end customer without going through a retailer or distributor or wholesaler. Wholesaler போய் பார்க்க வேண்டியதில்லை, retailer போய் பார்க்க வேண்டியதில்லை, distributor போய் பார்க்க வேண்டியதில்லை. So direct to consumer. So subscriptions are a popular D2C team, direct to consumer item. Subscriptions are a popular. Subscription நம்ம பண்றோம் இல்லையா? இப்போ ஒவ்வொரு இது நீங்க ஏதாவது ஒரு மீடியாவில் போய் பார்க்குறீங்க, சோசியல் மீடியாவில் பார்க்குறீங்க, உடனே சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கிறாங்க. ஸோ சப்ஸ்கிரைப்ஸ் நீங்கள் டைரெக்டாக பண்ணிடுறீங்க. ஸோ so it is the direct to consumer. Subscriptions are a popular D2C item. And the social selling via platforms. Social media through sell பண்றாங்களே via platform like Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. So these are all the popular platforms for direct to consumer sales. These are all the platforms for direct to consumer sales. That is Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Snapchat, and etc. etc. So this is the direct to consumer e-commerce platform. That is, but it is newest model. This e-commerce is very newest model, but everybody they are using without knowing the term. But everybody we are using this e-commerce. Here, some of the top e-commerce companies are there. That is, we can call it as Alibaba, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Wayfair. These are all the top e-commerce companies. So, for example, Alibaba, if you take Alibaba, this company is launching in 1999. 1999, the Chinese company, Alibaba, is for the world's most successful e-commerce company and retailer company. Alibaba is the most successful e-commerce company and retailer. So hosting the largest business-to-business and business-to-consumer marketplace across the globe. Business-to-business and business-to-consumer marketplace across the globe. Their online profits have surpassed all US retailers, including Walmart and Amazon. It's combined since 2015. So Amazon is the largest e-commerce retailer in the United States. So all of you know about all these things. Amazon is the largest e-commerce retailer in the United States, and it has changed the face of retail so much that a burning question for the most retailers is how to beat Amazon. But everybody they are using Amazon. எல்லாரும் Amazon எல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றோம், பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றோம் எல்லாம். So Amazon எப்படி வந்தது, அதை எப்படி நம்ம வந்து பீட் பண்ண போறோம், how we are going to beat Amazon அப்படிங்கறத எல்லாரும் இப்ப வந்து யோசிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. Next, Walmart. It is one of the toppest retailer in US market. Walmart is one of the top retailer in the US. So it was focused mightily upon their online business with great results, offering traditional retail sales. That's once they are booming. They are coming up. So as well as grocery delivery and subscription services also they are doing in Walmart company. And eBay. Next, eBay. So one of the first e-commerce site, eBay, one of the first e-commerce sites, and the eBay still dominates the digital marketplace. Allowing for business and individuals to sell their products online. And the last one is Wayfair. This home furnishing retailer is a dropshipper, so carrying hardly any inventory. So they manage suppliers, orders, and fulfillment, and credit their success on personalization. Meaning they study how their customers engage and offer up products they believe consumers most want. Consumers என்ன தேவையோ அதை எப்படி என்ன மாதிரி தேவைப்படுது அப்படிங்கறத they are going to believe the consumer expectations, and they will fulfill their consumers expectations. This is the main advantages of the Wayfair company. Next one, the last one, is the benefits of e-commerce. What is the benefits of e-commerce? E-commerce today benefits in. So it is convenience, customer experience, global marketplace, and minimized expenses. So clearly, online commerce offers maximum of benefits. Online commerce is giving plenty of benefits. Let's look at some of the biggest ones are convenience. So online commerce makes purchase simpler, faster, and less time consuming, allowing for 24-hour sales and quick delivery and easy returns. This is the main convenience for online marketing, online selling, online commerce. And the personalization and customer experience means that It can create rich user profiles that allow them to personalize the products offered and make suggestions for other products that they might find interesting. So e-commerce எடுத்து marketplace எடுத்துட்டோம் அப்படின்னா, so for example, if you are going to purchase a mobile phone, they are giving all types of mobiles. They are giving all types of all companies mobiles, all models, Samsung, Oppo, MI, like that only. They are giving the opportunity to take, are going to know about the comparisons between each and every mobile. ஸோ ஒவ்வொரு மொபைலுக்கு என்ன கம்பேரிசன்ஸ் பார்த்து, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒன்லி சிம்பிள் சொன்னால் மொபைல் ஃபோன் வாங்கணும் அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு என்ன மாதிரி மொபைல் வாங்கலாம், என்னோட அட்வான்டேஜ், என்னுடைய கெப்பாசிட்டி என்ன, ஸ்பீட் என்ன, ஸ்டோரேஜ் கெப்பாசிட்டி என்ன, ஸோ அதனுடைய காஸ்ட் வைஸ் எப்படி. ஸோ ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங் வி வில் நோ அபவுட், வி வில் கம்பேர் த்ரூ தி mobile through the e-commerce marketplace. So இது மூலமா we can find out the best one. So this improves the customer experience by making shoppers feel understood on personal level, increasing the odds of brand loyalty. The next one, global marketplace. So customers from around the world can easily shop e-commerce sites. Companies are no longer restricted to by geography or physical barriers. So global market, whatever if you want to know about all these things through the e-commerce and also companies, they are giving the grocery items and all other digital items. They are going to selling their products, but they are restricted in geography and physical barriers in that global market through online. And last one is minimize the expenses. So since brick and mortar is no longer required, but its digital sellers can launch online stores with minimal startup and operating cost, minimal expenses. So brick and mortar it is no longer required, but digital sellers can launch their online stores with minimal startup and operating cost. That will help the business people to come out from lower to upper level. So these are all the things which I want to share with you. E-commerce, we have seen e-commerce as well as the video conferencing methods and the fundamentals of database management system and applications of management system. So all these things I will explain all these things. Now I will close my session. If you have any queries, please ask me.
Dear students, if you have any queries, you can ask now.
I think I am boring students.
No, sir.
Just I want to share the latest techniques so that time is very limited, so that I am not able to continue. But the students also, after 1 hour, more than 1 hour, nobody can looking in this area because they are bored.
Definitely, it was a thought-provoking session, sir.
Okay,
thank you, sir. I would first like to thank our management team for supporting us to conduct this webinar. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to our principal, Dr. N. Anbucharian, sir, and the head of the department CSE, Dr. P. Edumalai, for constantly supporting and motivating us for organizing this guest lecture for the benefit of the students. On behalf of the subject coordinator, Dr. Berlin ma'am, and all the students and my own behalf, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to you for taking out time for giving our students a deep insight into the real-time applications of a database management system, and also revealing many of the interesting facts about the Dbms applications, sir. I thank our year coordinator, Dr. M. Rajkumar, sir, for taking intense care on all the students and their benefits. Last but not the least, I would like my sincere thanks to all my dear students for their wonderful support throughout the entire session. Thank you all. Once again, I thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion and sharing your wonderful knowledge. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Students' feedback link and attendance link will be posted in the chat box now. You kindly fill in both.